Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, it's episode 216 of The Brink of Sanity. We have John here, back from the dead.
Howdy.
All right.
John, try to sound more dead when you speak.
Howdy.
So, we had a long absence without you on the show, John. You're feeling better?
Yeah, so far. I just I got carried out of work in an ambulance on February 13th, Friday the 13th, at the end of the work shift. And
if you're gonna get carried out of an ambulance, you might as well do it at the beginning of the day so you can miss work.
That's what I'm saying. And on a Monday, even, especially if you're going to miss a lot of work afterwards. But this was like 5 minutes to the beginning of the weekend.
Oh man, you lose out on the whole weekend. You should plan your emergencies better.
I tried. I've systematically destroyed my health in such a way that I always figured it would be into my early 50s before I even had to worry about being carted anywhere in an ambulance. But
are you going to make us play the game of guessing what's wrong with you, or are you going to tell us? Should we try guessing?
I'm still playing the game of guessing what's wrong with me. At work, end of the shift, all of a sudden my right side and hand and everything got all tingly, and I started to pass out.
Did you die, or did you survive?
No, nothing like that. I thought, motherfucker, I'm having a stroke. This is it. This is so fucking unfair. I'm having a fucking stroke. This is bullshit. And I came out of it, and I called over to one of the guys that works for me. I'm like, Frank, because I figured, fuck, I'll pass out and roll under the table here. It's shift change. They won't find me till fucking Monday. And he came over, and I was coming out of it, and he's like, what happened? A couple minutes later, it happened again. I'm like, whoa, this is fucking bad.
Wait, just say it again. Describe it again. So you felt tingly, and you're...
The right side of my face had this really cold sensation along the cheekbone. And then when I get the dizziness and everything, my fingertips would start tingling real hard, and the whole right side of my face would seize up.
But you could...
like stroke.
You could kind of see, like, in the moment, you would be like, I'm having... Basically, you have the clarity to say, like, I'm having a stroke right now. I can't believe this shit's happening to me. My
brain said that. I didn't do anything to go,
No. It's like I would think that it had happened so fast to you that you can't even, like, think that. But, so what actually... So you get carted off to the hospital... Or do you go to the hospital at this point?
Yeah, I go to the hospital, and I had plenty of time to keep thinking stroke because this kept happening. In the ambulance, I can see my wife driving behind me. All I'm thinking is, oh, God, I wish she had my daughter with me. Why the fuck did I start smoking again? Why all this and that? And all kinds of regrets. I'm thinking I'm going to die. And the kid in the ambulance has told me, I'm like, hey, am I dying? Am I going to die? Am I going to make it to the hospital? What's going on? And he goes, well, you're not having the big one, or whatever, is what he called it. You're not having the big one. He pointed to the little EKG monitor fucking printout and shit. He's like, that tells me if you're having the big one. He goes, and you're not having anything like that. But I can tell you when you're going to have those. Because they were coming like contractions. About every 7 or 8 minutes, I'd almost pass out. Everything would tingle, seize up.
Do you think he, not to cut you off, do you think he ever gets excited and goes, you're having the big one?
Yeah. Well, and it's the Sanford and Son throwback there, too. I wonder if he's ever told anybody that was having it, like, hey, if you want to go ahead and let Elizabeth know that you're on the way, you're having the big one.
Well, let's talk about not almost death.
Well, no. Well, did you want to hear what happened? I mean, obviously he didn't die, and so obviously the outcome's not sad.
He told me that, and then he's like, oh, here, I see the problem. And he made a small incision with his knife, and he sucked the poison out, and I was better.
Wait, what?
I'm
sorry.
Now we can move on. I ended the story in a way that nobody's going to be left hanging.
Yeah. What happened? So what the hell's wrong with you?
They don't really know. They couldn't quite figure it out. They just kept saying your heart's healthy. I had all kinds of shit in my, no aneurysm, no anything like that. The only thing that's been consistent while I went through, and I don't even want to get started with the whole healthcare system because I hadn't seen a doctor in 10 years, and then all of a sudden I need to, and I'm like, wow, shit's changed. they haven't ever found anything, but the consistent thing throughout being seen was that my blood pressure was like dangerously having a stroke, heart attack high.
Okay.
The bottom numbers, the important number, you want it right around 70 or 80. Mine was over 100, 110 per month.
That's
So
not
they
good.
put me on blood pressure medicine, and I started to feel better, but I still constantly feel a little bit dizzy and a little bit fucked up. So I don't know. My doctor kept telling me, hey, you know, it's going to end up being some weird virus. Like, oh, well, that's reassuring.
The doctor's like, here's a theory, because I don't really have any clue. And I'm a doctor of
That's
medicine.
basically what they said. Sorry, we can't give you more answers, but your heart's in good shape. Your body's in pretty decent shape, you know, considering the way you look. And I've just gone from I take blood pressure medicine now, like an old man. That's about it.
I feel like doctors are the only ones that, I mean, I get it's complicated, but they're the only ones that allow that they're admit they just don't have any clue. And you have to be like, okay, I'll still pay you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're at a building going, like your house being fixed on. They're like, oh, do you know what's causing the leak? Not a clue. And it's going to keep happening. Maybe it'll go away. Pay me.
It's going to keep happening, and we'll be back out here in a month to see you again and charge you.
Yeah, we'll charge you. It'll be complicated also. You won't even be able to figure out how to fight the bill.
I'm doing accounting. Like, how much am I going to get on my tax return? I'm like, I don't know. The feds will bill you. Something.
Why am I under arrest? Who the hell knows? We may or may not let you out.
We'll let the judge
Oh, well.
figure it out.
Yeah. I get the... I mean, 100 years ago, they would have cut you, let you bleed, and say, we think this will work.
Either that or they would have just called him a witch and set him on fire.
Yeah, that was
Not
the best.
100 years ago. 100 years ago, I don't think they would. Well, maybe, depending on where you're at.
Well,
If I was
bloodletting...
black, they would have set me on fire 100 years ago.
Or like
yeah, but
12
that
years
would have
ago.
been prior to asking for a doctor. The bloodletting thing though, they used to do that like 120 like 1900. They used to think that was modern science. The modern science was to cut you, let you bleed, so the witches would leave you or the demons would leave you.
Well,
We
that's
are
even
a great
older
race.
than that. That's Middle Ages shit, where they thought that they called it the miasma that followed everybody, and they thought, you know, what you breathed in and all that caused that shit. So if you got sick, you could go ahead and cut places and open places up and let it back out.
You like wonder 100 years from now where like medicine will advance so much that they'll be like, wait, they drew your blood? That's insane. You mean they didn't know how to fix you? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I've seen that reaction in Star Trek 4, The Undiscovered Country.
You mean the documentary?
Bones is back in time, man. Bones is back in time, 20th century. He sees medicine going on. He's like, fucking barbarians.
So anyway, so it seems like you are still you're well, but not well. You sound kind of well, but this might be the
I'm
last
good.
time.
I'm not threatened.
Okay, so let's go on then. Jay, is your health in trouble?
Yeah, this is a benefit show. If that's what you're asking, it's all good, man.
Yeah. If anyone wants to send money, so John could spend it however he pleases because he's not
Checking
dying.
my health.
Yeah, he promises not to use it to raise his blood pressure.
There you go.
I think free money would probably lower his blood pressure.
Exactly. How long did you miss? How long were you out of work for?
Oh, long enough to get kicked out of my other house.
What happened?
And that's all just the fact of renting a place, having a landlord who's an asshole. We lived there for 5 years, never had trouble, paid rent on time every month. I got sick, got behind a month. Wasn't like I owed a month's payment, just behind on that month, and got 30 days.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have just
Yeah, well, I come to
squatted
find out, we got people in town. It's a small town. Daughter's fairly popular and everything, has friends. Everybody knows everybody. The general consensus is the guy is like the whole family, the whole last name. They're all cocksuckers and dicks like that. And found a place here in town with good internet, so I could care less.
Okay. Is the new place as good as the old place?
It's way bigger since I have two deadbeat older children. There's
Perfect.
plenty more room, and I have a parlor. And I'm sitting in my new studio right now in a lawn chair because I'm still surrounded by boxes and shit. But This will be Parlor Room Productions in the
Awesome.
near future.
Nice. I actually just I'm moving as well in 2 weeks, and I just closed on my house today, which was made me kind of want to vomit.
Oh, I
I don't
bet.
know.
They ask for everything but a fucking semen sample when you buy a house.
I could have signed one away. Like tomorrow, if they came to me and they said like, "Hey, you have to get that semen sample," I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" They produced a document, and I was like, "Oh, I did sign that. Oh, okay, you got me." I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it's a sheet. You sign a sheet. I've never signed a sheet of papers before in my life, except when we bought our house.
they run lots of numbers by you, and they're like, "Well, you do this and this, blah blah blah. And that's what you'll miss today." Fine.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was at lunch with my wife, and I'm like, "Did you follow the numbers?" She's like, "No, but our lawyers seem nice." We're like, "Okay." I was like, just at lunch, just like sick to my stomach, being like, "I know I completely fucked up, and I'm not going to find out for at least 30 days why."
Just gonna get some mysterious letters in the mail saying you owe like $10,000 for no reason.
That, or like, I'm going to get to the house and be like, "Oh, I don't know why we didn't get a house with a roof," or just something like major is going to be like messed up in the first like 30 days.
I'm going to go, fuck, got it. Fucking demons. Fucking house
Yeah,
demon
it'd be
possessed. Motherfucker.
Sorry,
Hey,
you
the
signed
house
the
we bought,
demon
our
waiver.
first house that we bought didn't have any gutters on it. I didn't notice it for like 6 weeks because it was like a drought year that year. And it fucking rained, and I'm just seeing water pour straight past the windows. I'm like, what the fuck? There's not a goddamn gutter one on this house.
Interesting. I have no clue if my house has gutters.
Exactly. Who pays
I have-
attention, right?
Who the hell pays attention to that shit? I have no idea if it's gutters.
That would probably be like the 900th thing on my list to check for.
Yeah, I didn't even know we did our
What would
walkthrough.
$8.99 be?
We did our walkthrough this morning, which I managed to get us stuck in traffic and get us there a half hour late, which my wife was like, "I said we should leave earlier," but no, the most important day we have. Of course, I'm like, yes, you're right. Oh, and we're looking at the walkthrough. I'm like, I don't know. The house is standing. What am I even looking for? I see windows on I see walls, but you have to like turn everything on, and I don't know. Anyway, what's going on, guys?
Is there any wainscoting in the house?
Any what?
Wainscoting.
Any what? I have no idea what you're talking about. What, lane-scotting?
I don't know what that is.
Wainscoting. That
Again,
is, if
no,
you
no
walk
matter
into
how
a
many times
room,
you say it, I am not going to understand it.
Is that like
it's like
Batman's alter ego?
it's like there's a wall of trim a quarter of the way up from the floor, up the wall. Like, say your walls are a solid white plaster. Well, if you start at the floor and go up a quarter, a third of the way, it would be like if you put paneling around that part and then put like trim and stuff around. It's wainscoting. It's a way to. It would be like.
I think the answer
whatever.
is
Okay.
maybe.
You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of think my house has that.
Or maybe that's. I think that I might be mixed up. I think that's actually the Old English word for bleeding somebody.
It could be.
Completely
Do you have
wrong.
other words we might not know?
Well, yeah, you know, I do. I have to apologize. I have to apologize for cracking a book every once in a while.
You should apologize. If do you have any other questions you want to ask me, what does my house have? This will be a really interesting conversation.
What about
Wait,
the
this-
doorknobs? That was a big mistake that I made. I was like, oh, our fucking doors. I hated our doorknobs for years.
Why didn't you just
Okay.
change the doorknobs?
Well, because at the time we bought the house very, very young, and I had no fucking skills whatsoever. And I'm
Where
just
am I
like,
going to get
doorknobs,
$5 to get a
that's
new
too much.
doorknob?
Oh, well, no. It's not the $5 to get the new doorknob. When you get a new doorknob, you have to, use the hole that's existing in the door. These were houses that were built in the early 40s after the war. It was tract housing, and they were all steel frame houses on a concrete slab. And a steel frame house means all your like doorways and shit, the frame is steel and the doors themselves are steel. So none of the holes were aligned correctly because they had the original fucking doorknobs in them to where I could put like a brand new doorknob in there without saber sawing a fucking hole and shit out in there. And it was just beyond the tools that I had in my knowledge, so I just hated all my doorknobs for a couple of years.
What could possibly? I can't even fathom what a doorknob could be like. That I'd be like, I hate that doorknob. It gets you in and out.
You go to
I understand.
twist it and it doesn't open all the way. And
I just picture John just scowling at his doorknobs every morning.
Every night he comes.
Exactly. You've just described some of my Sunday afternoons to a T. Just standing in the hallway, pissed off like a motherfucker, just staring at that bathroom fucking knob. Like, why don't you lock when I lock you? I could pipe walk in here.
One of these days, I'm going to change you. As soon as I figure out how to use a hacksaw.
Oh, that was a dream. Oh, God. Oh, that'd be so nice.
He's got a book of
New
matches.
knobs.
Honey, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to burn this goddamn place and all of us in it just because these knobs.
The knobs wouldn't burn. They were all the knobs and the doors, and none of it would fucking burn.
It'd be a terrible irony when you're all dead and everything, and you're like, the knob still didn't burn.
Oh, no, one of the kids would survive, and they were young enough that while I was in the grave, they'd be like, oh, and Daddy always loved this knob that survived the fire because he was always staring at it.
Throws it in your coffin,
And
so
then
you're
they'd
stuck with
fucking
it for
bury it.
eternity.
Yeah, they'd bury it with me.
In honor of the dad we love, we bought this cat and named him Knob. Yeah, so my house has windows. It has a basement. Everyone else, I'm
Ooh.
sure all the listeners are really excited to hear about my house. They're probably never going to see.
Housecast.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a house. Maybe we'll have the meetup for the show at my house. Everyone want to come to my backyard? I'll do a barbecue.
Be careful what you wish for.
I should be careful. Let's go. Let's move. Let's change subjects.
I went shopping yesterday. And,
Did you, Jay?
Yes. And the store I went to was on the second floor, and the only way to get there is to take an escalator.
Okay.
But I saw, and there was also an elevator, and I saw people waiting for the elevator. Does that mean that the escalator was too much effort to stand on, that they had to wait for the elevator?
Well, it was like someone in a wheelchair.
No.
You're like, that asshole in the wheelchair won't take this.
No, it was perfectly capable people that just apparently did not have the energy for escalators.
Maybe they didn't know there was an escalator.
It's right in front of you when you walk in.
So really the question
Some
is,
people have an irrational fear of escalators.
what do you prefer though? Maybe would you prefer them being too stupid to understand that it was an escalator, or being too lazy? Too stupid or too lazy? What's better?
I guess too stupid. I mean, that's really lazy if you can't stand on an escalator.
See, I have to disagree. Too lazy is impressive to me. Stupid is, stupid doesn't impress me because it's just stupid. But if you're that fucking lazy, you're actually putting more effort into not taking the escalator to be that lazy than you are in actually making the obvious choice there.
Was the elevator very packed when you got on? Speaking of shopping, so we've been buying a bunch of stuff for our new house also, because you get a new house, you might as well spend every last dollar you have. And so we're getting one of my dreams in life has been to have a king-sized mattress on the sleep on. As I told my wife, I want to sleep in the same bed with you, but as far as humanly possible away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the store, and the guy tries to sell us like this really high-end mattress. We get in there, he's like, here, try this one out. And we get on it, he's talking about all the features on it. I don't even know what the features he mentioned. And he said, I think the thing was like $4,500 for the mattress, which seems, I hope to you guys also seems insane for a mattress.
Yeah, I thought I bought a king size a year or two ago, and it was like 25, and I thought that was insane.
Yeah. So I think the one we ended up going with was about that price. But so the guy's like, okay, well, if it costs an issue, we can put you on a payment plan. And I was like, am I going to be on a payment plan for a mattress? Honey, do we have the money for the mattress this month? We're not going to have anywhere to sleep, literally, if we don't make the payment.
Yeah, I'm on a payment plan for my mattress.
And I just made fun of you. Sorry.
I'm running to own mine.
So that place I went to was DSW. It's a shoe store.
Don't they sell shoes?
Yeah. They sell shoes.
And mattresses?
No. Different story.
I think you're going to tell me more about your mattress.
Many, many riveting shopping stories. But
do you ever worry about making the mattress payment?
No, it's only $108 a month.
Okay. I just okay,
for
never mind.
24 goddamn months. I only got 7 payments left.
I just feel like I understand being on a payment for like a car or a house, but I'm like, do you want to get lobster tonight? Yeah. But I don't think I can afford the lobster. We'll put you on a payment plan for tonight's dinner. Each week, each month you'll pay $7. Eventually, you'll pay off tonight's meal.
How big a shitbag do you have to be? I mean, you've got to feel horrible if you're the mattress repo guy.
God.
You got to go knock on. That's where you got to get in the truck. You got to probably have a partner with you because you don't want to put that motherfucker up on your head and carry it as somebody else's mattress. That's disgusting.
You also
You got to go knock on. I mean, you know you're going. You're going to go knock on their door and take away their place to sleep. And I'm sure you're probably not driving into a nice neighborhood to repo the mattress.
I'm
Probably
pretty sure you'll never do that in a nice neighborhood.
Fucking little kids throwing rocks and shit at your truck, yelling shit at you because you're the mattress repo man.
What if? Well, it has to be 2 men because you can't carry a mattress by yourself, and also you're like asking the person for help. Do you mind carrying your mattress we're taking away from you?
You'd have to ask him to take the bedding off of it, all the bedding and stuff off of there. You know, can you strip it down for me, please?
Here's a question: if the guy said to you at the store, "Hey, we can get you the floor model for less," would you say, "Great deal"?
The one that everybody lays on?
Yeah. That's the idea. It's you. It's not like you're buying it for someone who's been using it for 20 years, but every freak and pervert that comes in the store lays on it.
I don't think I'd be too into that.
I was fine with that. My wife was not into that. I was like, "What? You sleep in a hotel? What's the difference?"
I mean, I could probably be talking.
Yeah, but after you're done sleeping in a hotel, you're like, "Oh, I can't wait to get home to my bed." And if you had a bed like that, you'd be in a hotel and be like, this is just the same.
I never want to go home to my bed. My bed at home.
Yeah.
Cry. At least I can pretend here the maid does something with the bed.
You could just never sleep in a bed.
I don't want to go home to my bed, but I still owe 6 months on it.
You could just never sleep in a bed that random strangers haven't slept in.
What if you start using that reason for like reasons that you guys can't go away? Your girl's like, "Hey, why don't we go Miami on vacation? Listen, we're already paying for a bed here. Why don't we get the most use out of our bed?" I can't pay for 2 beds, honey, at the same time.
Baby, I wonder if we took it with us, if they cut us a deal on the room because we used our own mattress.
Could we play that out? Could we cut to that? Hello, this is concierge. Can I help you?
Yeah. I was wondering, as far as the rates of your room go, what percentage of that would be your bed cost?
The rooms are $158 a night. Does that answer your question?
No. My question would be, how much, when you figure up, say your rooms are $80, how much of that $80 is actually figured? How much?
They're $158 a night.
What kind of discount could I get? Say if I were to bring my own mattress in, which I'm paying $70 a month on it right now, and perhaps we could work something out whereas you could maybe double the mattresses up in another room where somebody maybe wanted to test if the person sleeping in there was a princess or something, maybe put a pee under there and whatever kind of weird stuff they'd want to do. I just thought maybe if we brought our own mattress, like I said, I'm paying for it, and I can't really see myself clear to pay for another mattress to sleep on when I got this one I'm paying for. I can bring it with me. We can work something out, per se.
Well, sir, no one's ever asked if they could bring their own mattress. I'll have to see if my manager could prevent you from ever entering our building. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
And
what percentage of that is toilet seat, too?
What if I bring my own toilet? What if I actually don't shit in your toilet? I'll take all my shit with me. You'll save money on water.
What if I bring a porta-john with me and set it out in the parking lot, and then you can lock the bathroom door? We won't use it.
John, I honestly really want to call a hotel with your pitch. See what they say. Hello, Holiday Inn. We're gonna ruin your night.
There you go. That's something you guys ought to try that out some evening. That's a good weekend prank call.
That's a pretty good call.
Yeah, I think we should.
But instead, we'll just not do it. Unfortunately.
Well, then I'll tell you what. I'll jump on that one. I can do that one some night. I'm starting up here again pretty soon. So
Yeah, why the hell not? Do you get tired of your internet browser telling you need to update it? I keep seeing I'm like this is a changing subjects obviously. I'm using it like I'm online and they'll say your internet browser is out of date. Please update. I'm like, no, leave me the fuck alone. Your plugins are out of date. Just let me use the goddamn computer. I didn't need you to update your software. I don't give a shit what improvements you made. Let me just use my software without you fucking driving me crazy.
It does that for everything now.
Everything needs to update. iTunes apparently gets updated every other hour.
I did that I haven't played my Nintendo in a long time because I've been in school. So I turned on the Wii U and it's like, oh, you want to play Smash Brothers? There's an update. You just got to install that. I'm like, fine. 45 minutes later, it was time for bed. I didn't get to play a game at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always a long time. I'm like, I didn't care about Europe, and I can't figure out after the update happens what changed.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm going to use my iPad. Well, you need to update software. No, I don't. Now you do because we made your old software incompatible with usage.
Oh, and we made the
see,
layout.
what they haven't told you guys is that most of these programs are actually programmed to self-destruct and explode. And that's what the updates are for, is to keep it from actually exploding while you're using it. So I would think you're both pretty fucking inconsiderate that, you know, there's guys out there coding their asses off to keep you alive.
So when they code stuff, they go on the Inspector Gadget way of coding.
Exactly. Is there any other way?
Why do we have everything self-destruct? I don't know. That's just how coding works. Okay.
I mean, Fred started it, and we just kind of went with it.
Hey, have you ever messed with coding? That actually is a pretty accurate statement.
I've not. I had a class in college where we had to do a little bit of coding in the class. I did not do well in that part of the class.
See, I've self-taught the website for the resurge or the reissue of the show. I'm building myself from the ground up.
Oh, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a very minimal interface and everything, but even that is the coding is just insane, and it's like you're talking about with updates. Every 2 days, it's like, oh, what you were using, yeah, that's not going to work in browsers anymore. You got to do this shit.
I've worked on this for 16 months.
Grasp what I was doing.
I've worked on this for 16 months, and we get there, it's just you like show, yes, no?
And then you click yes, and the website just melts.
Yeah, you click and then the website blows up. God damn it! So everyone would click no. I thought all my listeners thought that was funny. Yeah, why do you have to update all this shit all the time?
Because little 12-year-olds like to fucking hack shit, basically.
But I know they're going to get my information. I know at a matter of time, at some point, they'll get my information. Why even fight it? I should walk around giving.
See, you're taking the elevator now, right there. You're taking the fucking elevator. Oh my god, I can't click one more fucking time.
It just drives me crazy.
They're like, now you want me to decide where I want it installed at? Where do I want to download it, motherfucker?
You need to update Flash. No, I need to watch this stupid video from ESPN right now, okay?
I do agree with you there. Flash, you can upgrade Flash and watch half of your fucking video, then it will stop because there's an issue with Flash needing to be upgraded again.
Anyhow, I feel
like a dick anyway.
They should come out tomorrow and say, like a couple weeks from now, go, we finished the internet. Done. Nothing else is going to be updated. It's just done.
Stay tuned for Internet 2.
Yes. All the websites, that's it.
I've had, I don't know, for me, this is like a brand new awakening. You guys have gotten used to just the big surge in how everything is streamed now over the past 5 years. Over the past 5 years, I had satellite internet, so streaming was a no-no. I'd had to get charged extra money. I couldn't do shit.
What could you do with
now I have this just enormous fucking on-demand Netflix fucking erection that I walk around with all day. I've just been binge watching fucking everything. MMORPGs all over the place, fucking just, before I couldn't even download music because it would fucking eat up my bandwidth, and then I'd be paying a fucking, $1,000 a month for shit fuck internet that charges me for not being able to do jack.
Joey,
So now I have internet with no restrictions, and it's, oh my God.
Can I summarize what you're saying? You're just saying you can get a lot of porn easier now?
Oh, no, I could still always get the porn. I mean, that's why I couldn't get anything else, because I'd go over my fucking bandwidth. No, you got to have your priorities, man.
What were the restrictions before?
Your bandwidth was, we had a 20 gig a month allowance.
Yeah, you could use that up pretty quick.
Yeah, what were you paying for that?
Yeah, and if you're watching videos, it's done. And then you're spending anywhere from maybe $5 to $20 a day. Once you ran through it, you were throttled to where if you were going to go on Facebook, it would take 20 minutes for your page to load.
Oh God! So
yeah, it was like purgatory. It was like internet fucking purgatory.
So why
Oh, go ahead, man.
Why is it better now? Why were you on that in the first place, and why are you now off it?
Because that's the only internet I could get, because I live in the country. Now I live in town. And I can get regular old fucking broadband, fast as shit internet.
Why do you live in the country?
I've explained this to the listeners at the Brink of Sanity plenty of times.
Yes,
I did like you did. I bought a house.
Oh, you were running from Obama, right?
No, the Bushes are the reason that Bush and Cheney, that's why I lost my house. I quit fucking paying for it too. And they got all shitty about that.
You're like, I quit paying, they took my house. Fuck you, Cheney.
See, that's the mistake I made. It was the first house. It was, we were just getting married, gonna have fucking kids and everything else on the way. And needed a house. This one was available. It was a fixer-upper. And it was, a fucking dump. It was cute. It was cool. We lived there for fucking 17 years. I walked away from 17 years of equity in that shithole. But I always said toward the end, I'm like, we're one leaky roof or one fucking problem here or there away from losing this fucking dump anyway. And then the roof started leaking real bad. And I'm like, you know what? Let's move.
Yeah, that seems like probably a good idea.
Yeah, I just said to hell with it. Because what they did, this is the worst part about it, they kept letting me borrow money against the house. It'd be like, God damn, I'm getting behind on my bills. I need more money. And they're like, well, just take another loan out against your house. We'll just raise your payment up a little bit. So by the end, like, our monthly payment for this little shit fuck house was like $15,000 a month. And I'm like, oh, we're not doing this anymore. Say bye.
We're just going to stick another finger in your anus. Just keep going.
That's exactly right. How dare they take my house away from me being fucking stupid enough to take out a bunch of loans and shit that I couldn't pay back. How dare they? I blame the politicians and the banks for that.
Fuck you, Cheney.
Yeah. Fucking Dick Cheney made me take those loans out and sign it and go spend that money on wrecking my health.
Dick Cheney was like, why don't you get a fixer-upper? You'll save money. Okay, Dick Cheney. You have good ideas, Dick Cheney.
Yeah. And the whole while he's like, man, don't tell him that there's no gutters on it.
Man, don't tell him he's being completely ripped off.
Don't tell him.
Hey, you know how I got gutters? This is an absolutely true story.
I think I paid for them, but go on.
No, when we moved in, I realized there were no gutters on there. My wife's mother's like, well, so-and-so just took gutters off of their house. So you can put those up there. You'll have to fit some in here or there or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, because that'll happen. I can't even change the fucking doorknobs in this house. And they brought them over, and they threw them along the side of the house, and there they sat forever. Fast forward to a real bad storm we had where the roof started to leak. This was in the beginning, so it was all good. We still had money, and we were only paying like a fucking $175 a fucking month. Roof started leaking because of the storm. So I called insurance, and when they were getting ready to come out, I had this brilliant flash in my head, and I told my wife, I'm like, Janet, when they come out, I want you to take them around the side of the house and tell them that all that hail and all that wind took these gutters down, and we piled them up around here. It just tore them off, so we need new gutters put up. I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, you can. It'll be fine. So what I did was before they even came over that night, I went and I took a ball-peen hammer around the side of the house, and I banged on the fucking guttering and shit, so it looked like it had been hit with stuff. And she was all nervous about it because, oh God, that's insurance fraud, because that never fucking happens. And of course, everything on the brink of sanity is 100% a joke for anybody listening.
Well, the good thing is when you admit to a crime on the brink of sanity, no one knows you admitted it.
Well, there you go. That's a very good point.
It's like admitting to a crime when a tree's falling in the forest.
I did such a beautiful job with the hammer. She was so nervous, but she said the insurance guy came over, looked at stuff. She said, well, what happened here? He said, well, what happened here? And she's like, well, it hailed so hard it actually started ripping the gutters down. And he said he squatted down and looked, and he's like, oh, yeah, you can see the places where it was hitting on there.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, I fucking rocket fraud.
Dude, you want to come over and commit some fraud at my place?
Right? A
That's
ball
what
peen hammer's your best friend for any kind of fraud, man.
Well, that's what I did with Time
You
Warner.
could be like, you could set up a whole website called The Gutter Man. I'll find you used gutters, I'll hit them, and I'll get your money from the insurance company to put them back up. I am the Gutter Man.
That sounds like a 90s Nicolas Cage movie.
or more like a recent Nicolas Cage movie. Bangkok
Or
Dangerous. From the guy that was in Bangkok Dangerously, now Gutter Man.
Well, I did that when I switched to DirecTV because Time Warner sucks. And I didn't realize they don't have their own internet provider. They just hook you up with this third party. And the third party was like 5 gigs a month. And I watched like 3 YouTube videos and my whole month's allowance was done. And so I'm like, well, I gotta, this is no good. I got to get Time Warner back. So what happened is they had to cut the cable going into my apartment to put in the other one.
Yeah.
So I had called Time Warner and I said like the landlord was doing like landscaping in the back and accidentally clipped the wire in half. And I don't know why he did that, but I need the wire replaced. And Time Warner came back and like replaced the wire. And like, I've never heard of anything like this. I'm like, yeah, crazy shit happens. Put in the wire.
I murdered a cabbie. Go on.
Oh yeah, so I went to that shoe store, and
Yes.
when
DSW, tell us more. I want to hear more about it. So there's an escalator, there's an elevator, and there are fat people. Go on.
yeah, so when you're next online, you know most places say next, they say next shoe lover. Is that not the most cringe-worthy? I wanted to be like, I don't really love shoes. I just need one because my one pair broke.
I think you should. I think next time you go there, you should be, when you're next in line, you should be dry humping your shoe. Yeah, I'm a shoe lover. You know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean, guys.
So then I went. I needed some headphones, so I went to Best Buy. They have a listening station of 20 different headphones, all Beats.
Well, is it a listening station for different songs? Like it's for the music, not for the.
No. 4 headphones. Apparently, they just have 20 different versions of Beats.
For real?
Yes.
Why are there 2 versions? What would the other version do?
Well, I mean, they have like the on-the-ear version, the over-the-ear version, the one that has bass even pumped up more than the other one that has bass pumped up. The
Yeah, because that's in the headphones. That's not in the fucking equalizer or the amp or anything like that. The headphones make the bass better and louder.
I had no idea that they were $400 either. They're complete shit headphones.
Why
They
do people?
are.
Why do people also need to now travel with perfect sound? Like, oh, I already had headphones, everything sounded fine, and now we're like, I want to hear a perfect symphony with me when I'm on the subway.
I get that. I'm like really into music, and I don't want to listen.
I agree. Yeah. I'm
You guys
there.
are assholes.
Because the technology's available. I mean, fuck yeah. If I can listen to it like that. I grew up
Really?
recording shit off the TV with my mom's fucking like little tape deck recorder that had a microphone you spoke into, and I'd put it up against the TV speaker when music videos were on that I liked, and that's what I fucking listened to. So now, fuck yes, give me clarity. Give me something I can put on and tune the rest of the fucking world out with.
Yeah, I want
because I'm missing out on
lossless
that.
FLAC files. Absolutely. But the thing is, those headphones are shit, and they're $400. And it's not. That's not even the point. The point is that apparently Dr. Dre paid Best Buy to remove all other headphones from the store.
Well, it's a good way to sell them.
It is. That's why every douchebag on the subway has them now.
Well, actually, probably Apple paid. You know, Apple paid for Beats.
Yeah, I guess Apple paid.
So Apple is just like they're also they keep calling it Beats because they're like, oh, well, we'll pretend they're not an Apple product and see how if people think they're cool as well.
Well, I mean, they have Dr. Dre attached to it, so.
And there's something right there. If I was a fellow of color, I don't know that I'd want my product line called Beats.
I also think hey, honey, you know who knows a lot about making headphones? That dude that talked about that song about killing cops. I bet he knows a lot about headphones.
And he did mention that bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks.
I think the entire statement was, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks, and if you want a good headphone, you need to put
Sipping on gin and juice while listening to my high quality headphones.
What are the rest of the members of the NWA going to come out with soon?
Well, I know one of them that won't.
Yes, one of them will not be coming out with things in this world at least. Is Ice Cube releasing? Oh, I've got
that
the
would
electric
be so
car.
awesome. Oh my god! If Dre's like out there and he's introducing just the brand new beats that are supposed to just beat all the other beats to hell, and all of a sudden the heavens just like it gets all dark black in the sky and a fucking ray shines down and Eazy-E just comes busting like niggas want headphones and shit, and releases his own stat. That would I'd use them. I'd get in line. I've never gotten in line for anything. I'd get in line for Eazy-E's headphones if he did that shit.
What about Ice Cube does TVs? Best plasma TV out there. Like the Cube.
Yeah, Ice Cube has a new tablet for your enjoyment.
Are you making that up?
Yes, I made that one up.
Oh, okay. I had to ask. It's not beyond the realm of reason, man.
You know, most advances in modern technology have come from the members of NWA.
From the guy who led Body Count, brings you the Amazon Kindle 4 Ice Cube version.
The guy that revolutionized the rap world with Chronic will now revolutionize your car ride.
What if it's something like really lame, like coffee filters?
Ice Cube.
That'd be yellow.
Ice Cube brings you the best K-Root filter out there.
Ice Cube brings you kale chips.
Dre's like, I got some superfoods. Yeah. Dre's blueberries. Yeah. You thought you were eating regular blueberries? Well, I'm dropping some Chronic on you.
Acai, motherfuckers. I don't even think it's pronounced Acai. But
I don't even know. Sushi rolls by Eazy-E. Making sushi as easy as Eazy-E.
Eazy-E condoms.
We got some emails.
He would have used them.
So, moving forward.
Okay, Lorenzo writes, it's that time of year again, performance review time. In offices all around the world with a new financial year, people are getting their yearly salary/performance evaluations. What the hell do I do with my cow of a supervisor? She keeps banging on about making improvements and adding value, something I'm not good at. I do my job. I'm never late, never sick. I just want to listen to podcasts all day while banging out reports. Any ideas on what to do or say would be appreciated.
The minimum.
Can I field this one?
Wait, the minimum is 26 pieces of flair, but we were hoping you'd put more flair on, just to show how enthusiastic you are. Go, feel
Lorenzo? Lorenzo, if you're listening, my advice to you is, regardless of how in love with the job you are or aren't, you need to work someplace where they're not going to hire a cow for your supervisor. Their office has just got to be a fucking mess. That's got to be hideous, and the communication there has got to be awful.
Wait, let's cut to the scene.
Can I be the boss? I want to be the boss.
I'll be the boss.
I want to be the boss. I want to be the boss.
Fine.
There's just a herd of cows as the bosses. I could be the one employee.
Listen.
It's just me, Lorenzo, with a herd of cow bosses.
Okay, so listen, Mister Cow. I've been working very hard. I always get my assignments done on time. I think I deserve a good bonus to share. So I feel like I've hit all my targets. I've done everything you've asked of me.
No. Murmur.
What kind of drunken cow doesn't say moo?
A boss cow.
Fine.
You don't commiserate. You're not with other cows. You don't talk to a human like a cow would talk.
So this cow.
Listen, buddy. I've done dinner theater as a fucking cow. All right, I've been in character as a cow. Don't tell me how to fucking play cow.
So this
How
cow is
dare
mooing.
you.
This cow is mooing. Has been bastardized by the fact that he's had a successful corporate life.
And no, that cow was sitting there looking over paperwork. I saw it clearly in my mind. Cow's looking over paperwork, listening to Lorenzo fucking bitch because he's got this really super hard job where he's got to bang out reports. And he's just like it's the cow equivalent of like, okay, yeah.
The visual of the cow looking at the reports works well over podcast.
I'm pretty sure this is.
You know what? You listeners, use your fucking imaginations. For fuck's sake. You're plugged into shit all day long. Just every once in a while, take that little extra step and visualize it.
Dude,
that cow reading reports with its big cow glasses perched on the end of its cow nose, that is fucking brilliant. A beautiful visual.
Jay, do you is it time for your review? And are you being reviewed by a farm animal?
I actually had to write my own review, which is so awkward.
Why do they make you write your own reviews?
I did a really good job. I think I should get lots of money. My value was invaluable.
I was late many times. I should be spanked. Please spank me. Please pull up my pants and spank me.
Some of my time was spent not doing schoolwork.
I got the minimum done, and I deserve the maximum.
I like money, and you have money. Give.
Have you seen all the emails I'm sending to Mark? I have good content.
You should ask IT. It's very amusing.
I keep IT entertained lots of day.
I add lots of value to IT because they read my funny emails to Mark.
Listen, maybe I'm so brilliant, and that's why I have so much extra time not to do work here. You guys should give me more work or more money, maybe more money first.
It's just because I'm efficient.
Yeah.
But I really, I had to write, the thing is, what I do is I keep a little notebook, and if I do anything that's not in my job description, I write it down. And then what you do is you wildly exaggerate all that stuff during review time.
So what's an example?
Example is my boss said, hey, can you put one slide together? And so then on my review, I said I assisted in the meeting with the managers meeting, and helped provide presentation material, stuff like that.
I assisted in multi-billion-dollar negotiations.
Yeah.
By turning the light on the conference room prior to negotiations.
Exactly. By going into the conference room after the meeting was over and eating the leftover pizza, which I did.
I help billions of dollars in transactions happen by not short-circuiting the wiring in the building on a daily basis.
By not eating the pizza.
That's an interesting idea. Does it work? Is your boss reading it going, wow, we didn't know how valuable you were, Jay. We were going to fire you, but now we're going to keep you again.
I got the second highest raise in the department.
Nice. What do you think we would have done to get the first highest? Not email me all day?
Probably. Only email you 7 times a day.
Do you want to move on to the next question?
Oh, here's a PS. My wife unexpectedly bought me some Captain America pajamas, yet I don't like comics. Jay, what does he do? Does he rate highly in the comic world? He's a superhero who got his power by taking steroids.
Sweet.
Hmm?
I said sweet.
Yeah. He leads
Captain America's Mark McGuire.
Pretty much, yeah.
I didn't know he was a ginger.
It's not like any of the other superheroes got their powers in some other way that's legal.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of them are just like, I'm going to try really hard.
Yeah, I guess Batman is the one that's like, I'm just going to work out and be a badass.
Yeah, Batman's really the only one that earned it. Everyone else is just like, oh, cool, I'm a superhero now.
He's the only one going to the Hall of Fame without an asterisk.
So he leads the Avengers, and I think he's pretty well respected.
Does he have any powers? So he has a shield, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And what else?
Basically, well, it's not steroids. It's called Super Soldier Serum, and it just gives him like enhanced strength and agility. He doesn't really have any actual powers.
Okay. My son, when we play superhero games, he likes to be Captain America. That's one of his favorites. I don't think he knows what Captain America does though, because he pretends to shoot trees at me. Is one of Captain America's powers shooting trees?
I did read Captain America for about 6 years, and I don't remember him shooting trees.
It's like tree. I'm like, and then he goes, "You're in jail." I don't know.
Maybe those were the issues I did not read.
Maybe you should read the more up to date issues.
Yeah.
You missed the whole tree shooting story arc. I thought you were a fan.
I know.
Yeah.
Slacking. Too much X-Men. I didn't have enough time for the tree shooting Captain America.
At least now we're back into Marvel when you say that. Fucking DC. I wasted so much of my life with that.
With what?
DC and Batman. Until I realized that, like you just said, Batman, I'm not a Batman fan. And I've read a lot of Batman. A lot of the graphic novels, a lot of the series.
Why
Robin.
Why do you sound like a Batman-ophile or whatever pronunciation, but yet now you're not a Batman fan?
I don't know. I think I grew out of it. Because the deeper I look at Batman, the more I'm like, yeah, fuck Batman.
Tell me your issues.
Any other real superhero would really fuck Batman up, like instantly.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's what's cool about him is that he doesn't have extra powers.
Well, then he's not really a superhero.
But he fights crime.
He's like, he's an MMA fighter that puts on a fucking outfit.
He doesn't need he doesn't need Superman. It's like Superman has all the powers just given to him. He doesn't have to work at all. Oh, Superman, do you work out at all? Nope, don't have to do shit. Just sit on the couch all day and then fight crime.
Well, that's why I don't like the solo books. I like the team books because something could actually happen to somebody on the team. Like, they're not going to kill Batman in the Batman comic.
You're like, issues 4 through 9 were pretty bad once Batman was eliminated. Joker just kind of tortured people. Oh, well.
It's 100 straight episodes of Joker just fucking people up.
That would actually be probably the one comic I'd start reading.
I'd actually read that, yeah.
The Walking Dead without the good guys.
Okay, Stephen writes, Mark, would you rather have your left hand cut off or get horribly painful cramps whenever you eat beans?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Because Mark eats beans like 5 days a week.
5 days is a lower number for my week. Yeah, I eat, like at least 5 nights a week. I have beans. I guess I would still choose. I would choose having the cramps because I'd find something else to eat. I'd still like to have a hand. But if you're gonna cut off my pinky
why do you eat beans so much? Is that a protein substitute? Or are you just a big fan of beans?
Well, it wouldn't be a protein substitute when they just have protein in them. Like that'd be like.
I'm sorry, a meat substitute.
A meat substitute. I was like, no, I just really, really like black beans. I like Mexican food. I don't know. Black beans are like one of my favorite foods. They're really, really easy to prepare. I just take a can out. I put some cheese on there, stick it in the microwave. I've got beans.
Right? A little ride in the food processor. You got a fucking dip.
Yeah. I could. A dinner is ready in 2 minutes. Basically, in a span of 5 minutes, I've eaten dinner.
Pinto, Navy, Northern, and Garbanzo, kidneys, and frijoles negros. I love beans.
That's
is it like racist? They call them negro beans.
I think it's the other way around. I think the racist term came from the phrase negro, or the word. I think that's how they basically that was the word for black, and then it was kind of escalated during the late 1700s and 1800s.
Probably you're right. I like beans a lot, but yeah, I guess I'd have to have a. You'd have to maybe cut off a pinky toe. That would probably be it. That's probably the furthest I'd go.
Another question for Mark. What would you do if your son were to become a hardcore gamer?
I'd probably be pretty against that. I would probably. Well, first of all, I'm not buying a gaming system anytime soon. He can play games at his friends' houses. I think I'd be pretty upset. I would probably try to stop him. No offense to your gamingness, but I feel like if he wants to be a gamer, he can do it later on in life when he doesn't live with me.
But what makes you a hardcore gamer?
Well, hardcore gamer sounds like to me it's some if he wants to play some video games, that's fine. If he wants to sit there and play video games for like 12 hours a day or 15 hours a day, I think that's a complete waste of time. And he should
I don't see that being
things.
hardcore, though. I see that as just not doing anything but playing games.
Do something else with your life.
Gamer, you would just play the fuck out of that game. You know what I mean?
What's a hardcore gamer?
I have no clue. I don't know how you could play a game any harder to make it hardcore. I've never understood the difference between regular porn and hardcore porn. They both look like people fucking to me.
Here we fuck in a slower rhythm.
I think if you're playing games...
Here we're making love, and here we're hardcore. Fuck you.
I think if you're playing games more than like 2 to 3 hours a day, you're a hardcore gamer.
Okay, let's just take the definition of...
No, that's bullshit, because then that would make me one, and I'm not.
Maybe you're in denial.
I'm just lazy. No, I'm just lazy.
Maybe you're a maybe you're a hardcore porn guy.
I think if you buy a computer, like an alien computer, just for gaming, and you spend
you go. Now there's a good point. Why don't they make that for like podcasting? Why I'd love to have an Alienware. I drool over it, and not because of the games I could play, but I'm like, oh my fuck, you know what I could stream and do with 32 gig of fucking RAM?
An Alien? What are you referring to?
It's a type of computer. It's called Alienware, and it's a computer strictly made to play high-res video games.
Yeah, so if
high-end everything, graphics, sound.
So if my son bought that, I might beat him with that.
Like you ever see
him with the actual system?
Yeah. So how do you like this gaming? I am not into. I feel like if he wants to play some games, totally fine. Once in a while, plays a little bit too much games, fine. But he should do other things with his time.
Like, did you ever see Grandma's Boy?
No.
You should watch that.
Okay, well, I'll go watch that, and you guys do the show while I'm watching it.
I've only seen one scene of it. Everybody's like, "Have you seen Grandma's Boy?"
Is it good?
I've only seen one scene, and he's masturbating to a Laura Croft doll. And wherever he's at, the mother walks in. While he's doing it, he turns around. His line, I believe, was, "I can't stop coming." And then Nick Swartzen's footies outside chasing him down the sidewalk. Going, "My mom says you can still stay." And that's all I've seen of the movie. But everybody tells me, "Oh, you got to watch the whole thing."
Does it get better from there, Jay?
It does. It's fun. Anyway, last one. I've been negotiating for, this is also for you, Mark. I've been negotiating for you to get one episode of a New York Mets podcast, but Jay's running a hard bargain. I just want you to know that I'm basically your agent now and that we're going to make absolutely no money together.
Make this shit happen.
He has actually offered money to record an episode of the Mets podcast.
Has he actually? How much has he offered?
$15. I think he might have even gone up to $25.
Let's do it, Jay.
I told him the pain and suffering of me listening to baseball talk is not worth that money to me.
Let's do it. I can carry the whole show.
I know you can. The problem is I'd have to sit there because I'm the only one who could record it. So I'd still have to listen to you talk about the Mets.
Oh, I'd get you involved in the conversation. I'd be like, Jay, what do you think of the Mets 6-man rotation? What do you think? Should the Mets go with a 5 or a 6-man rotation? What do you think about Parnell for like a setup man? Do you think is Parnell going to win the closer job?
Now I watched baseball all throughout my childhood, and I still don't know what a 6-man rotation is. But don't let that mean that I want to hear it now.
Oh no, that's totally.
I wanna jump in on this one real quick. Fresh back to baseball. I haven't watched it for 20-something years. I just started watching again 3 years ago. Brewers fan from when I was a kid, so now. And watching the Mets play, who is the fat fuck that pitches for them? What's his name?
Bartolo Colon.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
he
like,
makes.
oh my God, they still make him Fernando Valenzuela size today out there on the fucking mound. I want to see him run bases.
How about you? High in fiber, low in fat. I bet you didn't know that. Well,
I just wanted to stop the baseball talk.
So they had the Mets have a pitcher who basically
I
Jay.
eat beans. I say it in my own little cloud.
Okay, just go on to the next question, Jay.
It's Chris Christie on the mound.
I am going to talk about baseball whenever you talk about comics. I'll be like, that's interesting about Captain America. Do you think Captain America agrees with the shift? Do you think which of the X-Men do you think would make the best platoon partner for Spider-Man in center field?
Okay.
You know, that would be the ultimate all-star game, Marvel versus DC baseball.
In my little...
Okay. Let's go to, that was our email, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. And now we're going to Facebook questions.
Go for it.
Ollie writes, Batman versus Superman trailer. Thoughts?
I have some good thoughts on this. I think DeGrom might be the best pitcher in the Mets pitching staff. I know everyone talks about Matt Harvey.
It's not my fault that they're asking comic questions. You can't torture me when our listeners ask for comic stuff.
But I'm frustrated by Steve Matt's shoulder injury. I think, though, he will have...
I don't know why. Maybe because I'm cutting muffins.
Okay. Go. Did they have a trailer out for Batman versus Superman?
Yeah. Not impressed.
Okay, first of all, I know one of them is not going to kill the other one, so it's automatically going to be bad.
They're going to fight for about 17 seconds of screen time.
And also, everyone agrees.
It's probably an argument over who's going to pick up the bill. Like, Superman's like, I got it. Batman's like, no, I got it.
Well, everyone agrees that Superman would just destroy Batman. There's no reason why he wouldn't. He's Superman. But Batman will be like, hey, oh no, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to stop at 7-Eleven. Oh, look, they have Slurpees and Kryptonite here. I'll buy both. I don't understand how there could be that much Kryptonite on Earth.
I don't either. It's
like, how do you get Kryptonite? Well, I plant the seed, put some water on it, and it grows.
I don't know why I'm skeptical about a Superman movie, considering every single Superman movie ever has kind of sucked.
I want them to make a Hulk and Spider-Man movie, and then at the end of the movie, Hulk has just torn apart Spider-Man's flesh and is eating it at the end of the movie. And everyone's like, this is what you guys wanted.
It's just a pile of soggy body parts. The whole fight takes about 6.5 seconds.
40 minutes of the Hulk just chewing on his muscles, his bones.
I mean, at least make it. You could do a Hulk Superman, I guess.
That would be a better one. That would definitely be a better one.
Harry writes,
you can't cross over. You can't. No.
Well, you know, if they're gonna fight, if they're gonna really fight, Batman is obviously gonna get kryptonite, and somehow like put Superman on the ropes, but then they'll make up, and I hope at the end of the movie they get gay married.
Somehow Wonder Woman's involved too.
Since you guys are fans,
I hope they do fingers
remember?
on. Go on.
Does anybody remember the issue Muhammad Ali versus Superman?
I don't, but I'm curious to hear how this went.
Did he put
It was basically what you're talking about. There was never actually any kind of fight between. On the cover, it's like the fucking Statue of Liberty's there, and there's a ring kind of floating cockeyed in front of it and all that, and fucking Superman and Muhammad Ali about to fucking throw down, and up in the corner, it was only 35 cents for the fucking comic, and it never happened. It was all about Superman just letting Muhammad Ali know what a great inspiration and fighter he was and all that, and giving him a few tips about how to get in there quick.
They do that all the time. They've had like Avengers versus X-Men, but one of them ends up being like aliens that impersonated the Avengers. They didn't actually fight each other. It's terrible. Okay, anyway, Harry writes, so I had a gift card at Best Buy and decided to get a PS3 instead of an Xbox 360. I had never played a PlayStation, and the games here are like $3 on Amazon. Jay, do you play any game console? I mainly got it for multiplayer Call of Duty. Haha, you said duty. I have a 360, so we cannot play. You made the incorrect decision. Let's see. Why do creepy white guys like to see their wife get effed by other guys, mainly Caucasian, are into this act? Would Mark do it if his wife was wasted to spice up the marriage and introduce another man or even another woman?
That's we call Tuesday here. Go on.
Subway Jared got raided for allegedly having child porn. This is why you can never trust no one. Look at Mark. He may act like a nice guy, but he can be a serial killer for all we know.
And he spelled cereal wrong. I did see that today. He spelled it like eating cereal.
I'm glad he chose serial killer as opposed to a pedophile like Jared. That's got to be really awkward when he's like contracts up. He's like, hey, you guys going to renew with me?
No.
But I've been successful. I ate lots of Subway sandwiches. I got really thin.
Plus all the whacking I was doing to pictures of naked little kids.
I thought you were going to still be the cow, but...
No, I shifted. I shifted to get a little darker.
Mark, I have to give you credit.
That's one thing I fucking feel strongly about, and I hate is the child porn thing. That's my knee-jerk response is kill them all, don't care, kill them all. And
so you're the guy that doesn't like child porn?
Yeah, pretty much.
What if like his last saving grace is like, what if I told you that I ate 2 Subway sandwiches a day, looked at a couple naked boys, and lost twice the weight?
Did you really?
Mark, I have to give you credit. You made the best Jared joke I've seen.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah. Jared and Subway have a different interpretation of Eat Fresh.
Ah, very nice.
That was a witty joke we made on the break of Saturday. It's been up there for a week because we haven't thought of another witty joke to put up there.
You could join the Facebook group for one joke a week. Let's see. Is Mark getting pun from his wife due to being busy with his child and moving? Basically, what I'm saying is marriage worth it. I want to get married, but then I see examples like Mark, and I'm like, I don't want that. What man would... Mark, do you regret getting married, being tied down to one sugar wall for the rest of your life? Is marriage worth it?
That's like a pretty loaded question because it's like, Mark, if you aren't getting some right now, I'm not going to get married. I'm going to let you know that.
It'll affect my entire life. Go.
I would say, yes, marriage is worthwhile. Not just because my wife can hear me talking right now also.
Let's see.
See, I'm really surprised because I'm married, and it's exactly the way we used to talk about it in high school. You know, I can't wait to get married. I get pussy every day. And yeah, fuck fellas, I'm knee deep.
Yeah, that's not really the way it works. Maybe
no, is John saying that's how it works for him?
Well, maybe you're like...
Yeah.
That is surprising.
I'm fucking right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it very...
I'm multitasking.
We're doing it more soft core spot style, so you can barely hear me in the background, her in the background.
Yeah. It sounds like I'm stretching out and maybe doing a couple jumping jacks, but actually, I'm banging the missus.
Is your air conditioner making noise? No, that's the missus in ecstasy.
That's right. She gets off. She sounds like a wheezy AC.
I would say if you find the right person, it's pretty worthwhile. If you found the wrong person, it'll probably be a nightmare.
Can I one that I'd like to throw out that I think because I've been married over 20-something years, 44 years old. I do believe in the adage now that cooking lasts, fucking don't.
What? Cooking lasts what?
Cooking lasts, fucking don't.
I don't get it.
Jay's like, let me see if I can interpret this.
Fucking last, cooking don't. Or cooking last.
I think it's the cooking load. Basically, he's basically saying you want someone who's going to be able to take care of you and be like all the other things are more important at the end of the day.
Oh, okay. No, I get it. I heard it wrong. Okay.
JJ, what was your interpretation of what he was saying?
I thought he said cooking last, like as in the order. And then he said fucking don't. And I'm like, well, that's not another order. So
I'm going to make French toast, not before I...
Yeah, I'm like, well, one of them is last and the other one's don't. I don't get where the order comes in here. Okay, I get it now. I'm dumb. Rosero.
Wait, I don't understand. Hang on. There's cooking. What about shitting? Where'd that go? Is that first, second, or third?
It's sleeping.
Actually, shitting is a given.
Okay, go to the next question.
I opened a You'll Play Yogurt, and it said, please try again. Apparently, they had a contest. I was unaware. I just thought I opened the yogurt wrong.
Dun, dun.
That is stolen from somewhere. I don't remember where, but I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
That's fucking Rita Rudner. Whoever that is, get rid of him. I'm sorry. I know that we love all of our listeners. Anybody who's willing to put up with this shit. But no, if you're stealing Rita Rudner jokes, you've got to fucking go. I'm sorry. I feel really strongly about this.
Wait.
Here's I'm sure
just
you're a
hang on.
wonderful person, but come on. She's not funny.
Wait, what if the listener happens to actually be Rita Rudner?
Then, Rita, I'm so sorry. I'm sure you're a lovely person, but you are not fucking funny. Like Paula Poundstone's funnier than you are.
Oof.
Ooh.
The gloves are off tonight.
Poundstone versus Rudner.
Unless Dikey.
What would you prefer? Batman versus Superman or Poundstone versus Rudner?
I would pay
That would
money.
be so awesome, right?
Yeah, I would pay money to see Poundstone versus Rudner.
I'm pretty sure there's a better chance than Poundstone versus Rudner of seeing someone die.
I'm pretty sure that would be more of a fair fight than Batman and Superman.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be a better fight. I agree.
Remember when they tried to
Now,
have
are we talking bare knuckle or are we talking the sweet science?
Whatever they want.
We're talking. They're gonna joust.
that would be outstanding. Yeah, like on big ostriches and shit, or big flying ostriches.
Yeah, we're gonna make it as bizarre as possible.
Apparently, Mark has never played that game. That reference went right over his head.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You could do pretty much any comic or video game reference, and Mark will not get it. Let's see. What was your first jobs, and how much did we get an hour?
I was a camp counselor, and they took the minimum wage and like divided it by 4, and that's how much we got.
My first job was at a library, and I think it was less than $5 an hour.
I actually like camp counselors get paid. I think I got paid like $600 for the entire summer, which was like 40 hours a week for 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
No, and some reason I couldn't figure. I was like, why don't we get the minimum wage here? And they're like, well, you get tipped. I'm like, barely.
It's like, no, we don't.
Yeah, I think I got $200 in tips at the end of the summer. I was like, this is complete. Like, so your entire camp functioned on the idea of not paying your workers. Fuck you.
Yep.
I'll be back next summer, and I was.
What about you, John?
Oh, nothing is glamorous. I performed fellatio for crack cocaine, and I got paid, in crack cocaine.
Oh, do they? Can you take that crack cocaine and sell it later on to make a profit?
Not when you have a crack habit like I had. That was pretty much a given. That crack was the boot. I was sucking dick for it.
Did you have to know someone to get the job sucking the dick for crack cocaine?
No, pretty much. If somebody's got crack and you're like, hey, can I get some of that crack? And they're like, well, sure. If you've got some money you'd like to exchange for, you're like, oh man, I don't have any money. I've already spent it on crack. And they're like, well, you could suck my dick. And they're like, well, okay, I guess I'll do that. And then, boom, you're like, well, this is a lot easier than getting a job and earning money. It gives me more time to smoke crack. Just going to suck a little bit.
Can we cut to John's performance review? I'm John. I see. Well, you've been here now for 6 months. Tell me, where's the value added? What have you added to the job? You're just
Well,
not. I hope you're not just stuck in the minimum number of cocks.
No, I really feel that I've upped my crack cocaine usage over the past 3 months. I know I had a little downtime there. I had some really bad problems with some STDs that I needed to clear up, but I've really bounced back, I think.
Listen, the crack cocaine here is the benefit of the job. The job itself is sucking dicks. Are you doing that? How many dicks are you sucking in a day, John?
Oh, let's see. 5, 6, I'd say a good 10 or 11 at least minimum.
That
these are harder dicks to suck. These aren't fresh, happy. I'm getting my dick sucked dicks that are just gonna blast right off. I got to work at that. I got to work really hard to get those dicks off before I can move on to the next one. These aren't like some of the jobs that you're giving to some of these guys who have been here a lot longer than me to get all the gravy work with the easy to get off dicks. I get the hard to get off dicks.
John, I don't want to. I mean, I know it sounds like you're trying, but if you want to become a supervisor of dick suckers like myself, you should probably. I mean, back in my day, 11 dicks. That what I call a busy morning, not a full day, John. And what else are you doing, John? What else are you doing to make the dicks happy?
Well, I'm cupping the balls. I mean, I've been doing the reach around, a digit in the anus, if so desired. Always just eager to please, humming along happily. Can't wait to get that crack when it's over to wash the filthy taste of kism out of my mouth, as we're all well aware of.
Are you contributing to any billion-dollar mergers?
No, not at the moment. Pretty much just sucking dick for crack. But it sounds interesting.
End scene. You're getting no bonus.
I love this episode.
What about some crack? I suck your dick.
Now you seem like you're trying. Now you seem like you're hungry. I want to hear some hunger from you.
Rosero writes.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know.
I'm sorry. During the performance review right now, I'm trying to plug my phone into a charger and still maintain dick-sucking character, but I'm having some difficulties with it.
Well, Gail asked the question. You'll either be sucking dick or just plugging the chug thing in. Go, Jay.
I don't know why all these questions are just for Mark, but this question is, did Mark ever throw up in public?
Did I ever throw up?
In public.
Yes. I remember one night in particular, I was out drinking a lot, and I threw up in a garbage can in the subway.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mark has thrown up in public.
Let me see if I have any others. That's the one that comes to mind the most. And I looked over at people around me, and I was like, I'm that guy tonight.
We will.
I have a friend who was a listener of the show who once got so trashed that he threw up outside of a Dunkin' Donuts at 11 a.m.
Jesus.
Many people walking by were very horrified.
Last night was the end of my daughter's softball season. I helped coach her team this year, and we were in tournament. And we were waiting for the first game for the umpire to say, let's get started. And all of a sudden, the head coach comes back, and he goes, yeah, we're going to have to hold on a minute. And everybody's like, why? The umpire's sick. Well, evidently, the umpire was sick all over the fucking backstop behind home plate, because I walked up to go use the bathroom since we had a few more minutes. And, yeah, there's, like, he didn't just, like, a little bit or irk. It was like a full-blown giant fucking vomit everywhere. They had, like, 2 5-gallon buckets of fucking sand from part of the infield and shit, the dirt that they were trying to throw on this giant pile of fucking vomit and get rid of it right behind home plate. So the whole rest of the night, I'm coaching first and watching, and I'm seeing pitch after fucking pitch just hit the top of this fucking vomit that's been, I mean, it was hideous. Never seen. That's my freshest vomit story. Less than 24 years old, or 24 hours old now.
Okay. Jay, you ever vomit in public?
Oh, fucking all the time.
I did. I threw up on the Long Island Railroad on the way back to Long Island. Right in my seat. I just leaned down and threw up between my legs.
Weak. the theater showing when National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation originally came out at the theater. We drove around the parking lot of the theater, which was in a mall, and we all had our own bottle of Mogan David 2020, a little bit of the Mad Dog. We all chugged that down, and then killed like a case of beer very quickly, just pounding. And I went in, drunker than fuck, ordered the biggest, this was a day we skipped from school, too. Biggest tub of popcorn that I could fucking get. Started walking down the aisle to get to my seat. Fell down and just rolled. Popcorn fucking everywhere. Managed to get to my seat, sat down, watched them to the point where they were bringing the tree home, the giant tree with the root rod on it, strapped the car, leaned back and passed out. Came to when they were cutting the tree open in the house and leaned forward and just started to puke all of this beer and fucking Mad Dog up. And then dry heave afterwards. And like an entire area cleared out around me. You know, it was a wonderful thing. The last thing I really remember is my friends dragging me out and me screaming at the ushers, "Well, just bring me a fucking mop then. Just bring me a fucking mop."
All right. Let's see. Bry writes, does anyone in this thread speak English?
Maybe.
John writes, what did you guys get up to on the 4th of July?
I was at a family barbecue. Nothing too exciting.
Yeah, I hung out with my sister. We went to Port Jeff where they were supposed to have a fireworks show. We didn't realize the rich people put on the fireworks show, and they did it on the other side of a hill so the poor people couldn't see it.
I live in Rich Town, Port Town. It's kind of like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but instead of a book, it's the town.
Yeah, there's a really rich area right over the hill from Port Jeff, and that's where they did their fireworks.
In the rich area, they've taken all the oxygen from the poor area. Now we just breathe in carbon and breathe out carbon and drop dead very soon.
Let's see. Alex writes, will we recreate our own hangover in Vegas? I am going to Vegas in about 30 hours.
Wow.
Yes. I think we might recreate our own very bad things. John writes, which 4 famous people, dead or alive, would you like to have a dinner party with and why? I'd have John Lennon, Winston Churchill, John F. Kennedy, and Genghis Khan.
Is that your answer or his answer?
That is his answer.
Okay. Can it be people that would be funny to have together?
That's my answer.
Wait, what's your answer?
Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald, John Lovitz, and Conan O'Brien.
Ooh, nice.
That would be the funniest dinner of all time.
Oh, because I was gonna choose someone you can take Lee Harvey Oswald and JFK and see if they get along. Or the dude that shot Lennon and Lennon. Be like, this is awkward. He might have shot you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't want my dinner to have potential of a stray bullet hitting me in the head.
My dinner doesn't have potential to happen, so why does it matter?
My dinner would have nothing but me and 50-year-old men.
Your dinner or your fantasy? 50-year-old men. 50-year-old men, yeah. John, what about you?
Probably Mo, Larry, and Shemp, and David Tennant as the 10th Doctor.
David Tennant?
Yeah.
Ooh.
As the 10th Doctor, though, not as himself. Pretty boring as himself.
Boxing out Curly, huh?
Yeah, I liked Curly and everything, but I think Shemp was really, really unappreciated. The hair itself was funny as fuck. The bangs? Are you kidding me? I'm bald. That's easy. Fuck, I'm bald. Ha ha, that's funny. I'm fat too, like Curly. Ha ha, it's hilarious. But no, Shemp was a fucking comedic actor.
Alex writes new Harper Lee book. Harper Lee wrote To Kill a Mockingbird in 1960 and is somehow alive enough to write a book now.
Yes. Apparently, in the new book also, Atticus Finch went from being like this guy who fought for civil rights to a guy who's a bit of a racist.
Is it really like a follow-up?
No, she wrote the book a long time ago. It's really a follow-up.
Huh.
Do you know?
It is. It's after Scout is raped by a gang of black guys, and Atticus just completely loses it.
Would they just find the book?
Yeah, I think kind of, yeah.
Alex writes, Gangnam Style versus William Hung versus Sanjaya. Differences.
For how little I care, I want to go with Gangnam Style for the one I like the most.
Yeah.
Kind of the most fun one.
Yeah, I agree. William Hung is
I go with it because that's the one song that you could mash up with Hammer Time very, very easily.
Mm-hmm.
I also think William Hung has some kind of learning disability, and so we're kind of being mean for laughing at him because he's obviously slow.
That's just his teeth.
No,
That's
it's
a learning disability.
definitely
It's just the way their
retarded.
teeth
What'd you say?
are. It's not a learning disability. It's just the way their teeth are.
Okay.
Ollie writes, the new Suicide Squad trailer. Thoughts? What about the new Joker?
Yeah, so here are my thoughts. Can you make something else besides comic book movies already? At least make more popular comic book movies so people have heard of this shit.
The Joker's in the Suicide Squad.
What is the Suicide Squad? You told me before. What is it? It's a bunch of bad guys?
Yeah.
So what's the movie about? Like, is Superman still in the movie, or
No, Superman's not involved in the Suicide Squad.
like who fights them?
I don't think anybody fights them. I think the whole movie is about them like forming the Suicide Squad and going on a mission. It's kind of like the Expendables, but they're bad guys.
You guys want to go on a mission? Hey, Penguin, you want to go on a mission? Hey, Joker, let's go on a mission.
Why don't they make a Lobo movie if we're going to go DC?
I think DC should just stop making movies. I think the new Joker looks cool. All right. Nobody else has an opinion. Austin writes,
I have no opinion on
do
it.
your
Who cares?
poops?
It's it's already been hyped beyond fuck, so you know the movie is just going to completely blow.
I'm excited
Or else
for
they
5
wouldn't
years.
be just fucking throwing trailers out and hints every 5 seconds, trying to build you up for it.
I think they should put a new Joker character in every movie. Just every movie, and have someone else play him. And no matter what the movie is. If they make a new Ernest Goes to Camp, the Joker should be in the movie.
Austin writes, do your poops generally sink or float? These are real questions on our Facebook.
You can just move on to the next question, Jack.
That is our grand finale of Facebook questions.
Those are some amazing questions. That's probably the grand finale for the show.
Mine mid-range like depth charges.
John, listen to me. You've been here now for about 6 months. Your poop is supposed to be floating. They're not all floating. Can you please explain, John?
I've got them up off the bottom. All right, I've really worked at it. I've gotten them up off the bottom. I can't get them to quite get to the top, but they're there. It's not like they're sinking lower. It's not like I shit them out and they immediately go right down the pipe.
John,
they're trying to make their way to the surface. You got to give me just a little more time.
Do you want to be? It does not look like from your shits that you want to be here.
I do. I swear. You should see what I eat. You should see the things that I eat. I don't like to eat those things, but I do it because they were guaranteed to me to make my shit float.
Do you think your shits deserve a bonus? Like what are you at 20% of your salary because you're getting you're shitting correctly? Is that what you deserve? What do you deserve, John?
I think that I deserve a little bit of recognition for going in that bathroom every day and fucking straining my ass off to even produce the shit that you want to sit there in your big fucking chair and grade every day. I think that's what I deserve.
That's the kind of answer I need. That's the kind of shitter I want at this company. I am so impressed with your gumption, John, that you are headed for big things at this shit factory.
That is outstanding to hear. Thank you so much. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some work to do.
Listen, I'm going to send you on You're going on a business trip. You're going to be shitting on the road. Bring your own mattress with you. We're going to make shit happen.
Yes, so insane.
All
Jay,
right.
what did we learn today, Jay?
We learned that this show had a record-breaking amount of shit jokes.
We are moved past the jokes about child porn from last week, and now we are doing shit jokes. We are going to go down and down the ladder of humor.
I think we went up the ladder. I mean, wouldn't shit jokes be a little more highbrow than child porn jokes?
I don't know. Tune in next week for the debate.
Couldn't you combine them somehow?
I bet they do in real life, and it's really disgusting.
Yeah, I don't want to make any scat.
We're gonna move past that.
So we're at brink of sanity.
You know what? Hey, you don't want to make any scat man kid lovers jokes?
Tune into if you're looking for John, you can follow him on Scat Kid Boy Shitter Lover at twitter.com.
Yeah.
We are at Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter. The brinkofsanity@gmail.com is our email. If you want to leave a voicemail, it's 631-676-1181. John, do you have anything to plug yet? I know you might be doing something.
Actually, everything's dug out of boxes now. I will probably spend this weekend getting the sound down, and I've got a new crew of fellers. I got the main guy who's going to do this with me. His name is Raymond, and he looks like an orangutan.
Sweet.
I think that it's going to be incredibly. I'm doing a podcast with Clyde. So
What's it called?
Cool. Random Ass Radio. It's the resurgence of the old show we did for a couple of years, me and another fella, and it's going to come back. It was actually going to be a different title. Went through a bunch of bullshit and petty stuff, but I'm actually going to be able to use the name Random Ass Radio. And my wife told me I was still going to just go with that one show. I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. I burned that bridge. That bridge is fucking gone. Fuck it. But she said she really liked the name. She says it sounds better than that one show. So
this is kind of like
Radio and,
this is kind of similar to how like Netflix is bringing back Full House.
no, that's an abortion. That is an abortion. My daughter is 11 years old, and she is her big thing. Her television viewing. She loves 90s sitcoms. I thank God she hasn't discovered Family Matters and shit, because I have sat through it when it was on in its prime. I never watched fucking Full House, but I've seen every episode of Full House now. And when they talked about that coming back, I think I died just a little bit inside.
Dude, is it at any point when you're watching it, are you like, those baby girls, I bet they're going to be hot when they're older, and you're like, guess what? I can just look at the pictures of them now and find out I'm right.
You know what? That's the thing. I watch those old episodes, and I see like the Olsen twins as babies. Any 90s, any television period. I defy anybody right now or any of your listeners to list or name any kind of TV show or commercial period that has an attractive fucking baby in it. Speaking of orangutans, the Olsen twins look like fucking baby orangutans in the early episodes of fucking Full House. And I have yet to see any kind of show that features a baby where they have an attractive fucking baby. The only exception to that rule for me is, oh God, let's be completely locked up. This is one of the side effects of being sick. My brain locks up every once in a while. I can't pull a ABC family what comedy.
Modern Family.
What is it?
Modern Family?
Yes, thank you very much. Modern Family. The only exception to my ugly baby rule is the adopted daughter of the gay couple, and that is only because she is, quote, so ugly she is cute.
Right.
So John is
But yeah, I mean, seriously, my question to both of you, had I thought to post it on Facebook before we wrap this up, is can you name any show, period, where there's been an attractive baby?
Okay, so John is demanding more hot babies on TV. Not sure why.
I am. I don't want to.
but-
You know what? They don't have to be hot, but they can't. Seriously, you tell me the Olsen twins weren't fucking repulsive when they were that age.
More hot babies. Networks, get on it. That is your key.
Yeah. Quit putting this kill it with fire bullshit on.
So are you going to be putting up the old episodes too?
I have none of the old episodes. I burnt those bridges. So, yeah, any listeners out there, and I'll be bringing this up on the show myself over time. If there's anybody that ever downloaded any of those shows, if you happen to have any of them, I would love to get a copy of them.
I have
because the only thing I have right now is a copy of We Shitting Dogs. I don't even have any of the old promos, nothing. I burned it all. I was very, very disenchanted.
John, do you want to retire a rich man? Because I have an idea for you. My idea. I'm gonna give it to you because this is really your idea. Hotornotbaby.com. Well, I don't know if that baby's. No. We're not looking for cute here. We're looking for hot. Hot or not, please.
No, it's not. I'm not even looking for hot. I'm looking for not making me like, oh my God, what did that crawl out of? Because it wasn't a fucking womb.
Listen, it's hot or not. Whatever you want to tell the cops later on, it's fine. It's hotornotbaby.com.
Hot tot or not.
Hot tot. Yeah, see? You're already making it better.
Yeah, I'm there.
John,
we could actually, you could even throw it in, you could even do like the old dicknose.com did and have pictures of babies' faces with a hole cut out where the nose is, and people could stick their dick through there. And you could
now, John, you might be taking it too far.
Fine. We can have the baby pretty. We can judge babies based on how they look and everything. But cut a hole in the picture of them and stick your dick through the fucking nose hole and show it. That's terrible.
John,
if I'm living in a country where I can't cut the nose out of a baby's picture and stick my dick through it, I don't want to fucking live in that country anymore.
John, you've been at hotornotbaby.com for 6 months now. And and listen, we've heard some disturbing rumors about you. Just let me know. Are you using scissors on the pictures?
I've been working with R&D on this project. There's folks that have really called for a resurgence of the cutting the nose out of a picture of a person and sticking your dick through it and then showing that picture. I, for one, feel it's the wave of the future. I think that it can move on to other products. Anything from
John,
Mr. Potato Head to...
We're quite a conservative company here. We prefer people comment on the hotness of babies, but not actually act on it. You might be taking this a little too far, John. I do appreciate,
Mark. I'm not talking about placing an erect penis through there. That would be wrong. That would be like PinocchioDickBabyface.com. No, this is just simply makes the baby look like it has a very odd trunk for a nose. That
just answer me.
Penis-like.
Is PinocchioDickBaby.com, is that your website? Because you're not allowed to moonlight. When you work for us, you can only work for us. You can't have a giant job on the side, and I know that's you, John.
I know. I tried like hell to get the domain, and it's been taken. It's been taken for years.
What are you doing here at hotornotbaby.com that shows that you're a go-getter?
I'm trying to advance the cause of hot babies. I'm tired of, on a personal level, Mark, on a personal level, this is something that I believe firmly in. I'm tired of people trying to entertain me on television and in the movies with ugly babies. It just ruins it for me.
Jay, I have a question.
I want an attractive baby. And I also think, hey, sometimes I like a laugh. And what's funnier than a baby with a dick for a nose?
Who's hot? Jay, is this helpful for you for your next performance review? I throw the same question out to Lorenzo.
Yes, I'm going to use this as my my bargaining chip.
And at some point, Jay's like, I don't know if the example about sticking a dick through a baby's face was correct for this meeting. Shit. Jay, what did we learn today?
In retrospect,
the reaction I'm experiencing may be one of fear, not they're not impressed.
Yes. Did we learn anything?
We've had to end the show, Jay. You have to say, what did you learn?
We learned that...
strategies for enhancing your performance review.
Yes, we did learn a lot of those.
Okay.
I hope Lorenzo learned a lot today.
Lorenzo, please let us know, based on our strategies, how your performance review goes. I would expect at least a 25% bonus based on this.
And John, I have the 2 episodes of Random Mass Radio that I was on, so I will send those.
Oh, do you still? That would be outstanding.
Yes.
I think one of those was a comedian one, right? We were talking about comedians.
Yes. The
Like it was
only
a
problem is
comedy show.
I have to find a way to get them to you because they're both like 500 megs because you're a maniac.
Yeah, that's another plan, is cutting that down. I'm going a little more bit-oriented as well. More recorded stuff mixed in with some live shit. It'll be fun, kids. It'll be fun. If anybody wants to check it out, just kind of keep searching your browser every once in a while for randommassradio.com. It should be popping up there sometime for the next couple of weeks.
Well, when it's up, we'll plug it on our Facebook group, and at least 9 people will see it. So.
Well, there you go. And hey, at least one of them, because, you know, I get respect as a performer and everything. I like to give some respect back to the people who are listening. Lorenzo, that's some A+ fucking oil you got.
All right, we got to end it. Thanks for listening,
And with
everybody.
that, bye.
We'll be back, I don't know, a week and a half or so. I got to go to Vegas, so it won't be this weekend.
Okay.
So, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, for real.
Bye, love.